So number 11. My journey shall end at the throne in the kingdom. My journey. Just using my V fingers that are crooked, like your feet, and you're traveling down the path, but you don't move your feet. Just travel. Travel, journey, or trip. My journey shall end. End. I'm just using my little fingers and my A hands. End. End. Another way you could do end is just your open palm and the end, as if this is the end of the cliff and you're going to fall off, or the end of the road. End. End. Or end. End. And just touch your pinkies as you go down. End. My journey shall end at the throne. At the throne. Throne. Let me turn around. Throne. Throne. This is like the arms of the throne, and you put, and make sure that you're like arm width apart. Throne. If you do it together with a little curvature, that's grave or buried. Grave or buried, like the top of the mound. Grave or buried, kind of closer together. The throne is more majestic, like the arms. Throne. Throne. I've also seen it that you could do, add the seat to it. So the throne could be the arms and the seat. Remember, this is sit or chair. I just got my two U's on top of each other. Sit or chair. So the throne would be the arms plus the seat, or just the throne. So again, two ways to do throne. Throne, throne, and make sure your arms are, by your side. Or you can do throne and add the seat. Throne. In the kingdom. In the kingdom. You can do K for kingdom. So the king over, kingdom. Or another way you could do it is more like the kingdom if it's land. So do kingdom, dirty, and then like the top of the land. King, dirt, and here's the land. Kingdom or kingdom. I think this sign is more like if you're over the people, the animals, the land and everything, whereas the king with the dirt over is more like the kingdom. I have a large farm or pastures and it's my kingdom. That might be the difference, but you could use either way. Okay, so again, my journey shall end or end at the throne, in the kingdom. Okay, next, number 12. This generation might be alive when the trumpet calls. This or this generation. Generation, generation, generation. It's like the people back here and another generation, another, and they go forward. Generation, generation, generation. Might, and this is also possibly, maybe, might be alive. You could do alive a couple different ways with your open fingers. Alive, I'm alive. Or you could initialize it with L's, life or live or alive. Either way. Probably alive in this context, I would use the open hands and open fingers. Alive. because we're talking about the generation might be alive when the trumpet calls. Alive or living. When, 2 different days to do when, W-H-E-N. You can do when, circle on top of your index finger, when, or when. The trumpet, just like you would think, the trumpet, 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 trumpet. Calls. Now you wouldn't do telephone call, of course. It would be call. This is another word for like call by name, or he named. This is name, but this would be he called someone, not named the little boy. But this would be like I called them from outside. I called them. Or like the trumpet calls, like calling us home to heaven. Okay, so again, this generation might be alive when the trumpet calls. And I added the trumpet like this. You could just do it like this, trumpet, or trumpet calls. Number 13. The sun and moon rise over the land. Sun. In the sky, a round circle, and at your temple. Sun, and moon. The moon, you just use your index and your thumb. Moon. The sun, you circle it and use your whole C because it's bigger. Sun and moon. See if you can see it better. Sun and moon. Rise over the land. Rise. So this is like the sun and this is the horizon. Rise. Rise over the land, the dirt flat. Okay? The sun and moon rise over the land. The sun, you could do it pointing and pointing in a round circle, or you could just do sun. I did both a while ago, but you could do sun, because you're pointing to the sun in a round circle, or you could do just sun with all of your fingers open. Sun and moon, remember just index and your thumb, moon rise over the land. Okay, next, 14. Death shall be no longer. Death. Death. It's like you lay down into the grave. You lay down, death, and you don't come back up. So the difference is death. Baptism is you use your fist down and raised back up. Baptism, raised to new life. Death is just down and you never come back. I'm going to turn it this way. Death. Death shall be no longer. Will or shall be no longer. Now you don't want to say death is no longer like a measurement for long. This would be like a measuring long. So this would be more like no more, right? If you're dead, if you're dead, you have no more life. So no longer would be more. More. Death shall be no more. Death shall be no longer. You would say longer, but you would sign more. Okay, let's do that one again. Death shall be no longer. Death shall be no longer. Okay, next, number 15. The dawning made the shadow of the cross on the rock. The dawning, D-A-W-N-I-N-G, dawning, which is a sunrise. The dawning made the shadow, made, again, just your fist and turn them, made a shadow, black over. Black over would be shadow. Black over, shadow. A little bit similar concept, but darkness is darkness. Darkness. It's like it comes over you and like your whole body. A shadow is just a black over, a partial. Shadow. The dawning made the shadow of the cross on the rock. Of the cross, this cross, on the rock. Hard and then round. It's like hard, it's just 2 A hands, hard, hard, and then show a small rock. The dawning, D-A-W-N-I-N-G, dawning, made the shadow of the cross on the rock. The dawning made the shadow of the cross on the rock. The dawning made the shadow of the cross on the rock. Next, 16. The noise of conquered nations filled Jerusalem. The noise, the hearing, and you move your fingers. Noise, as if you're hearing, or the vibration. Noise. Of the conquered, just 2 A hands, and I'm crossing on my wrist, conquered, defeat or overcome. Again, it's like this is the person that's just like bowing down and giving up. Conquered, I'm defeated, I'm overcome. The noise of conquered nations filled Jerusalem. The noise of conquered nations. Left fist, use your N, circle and touch. Nations. Filled Jerusalem. J city. Again, the first time that you sign Jerusalem, you may want to spell it first and then point to it, and then they'll know that is the same as Jerusalem. Okay? So again, number 16. The noise of the conquered nations filled Jerusalem. The noise of the conquered nations filled Jerusalem. Okay, next. 17. The king touched the gold crown and smiled. The king, just the K, like the royalty sash. king touched. Gold, like earring yellow, gold. Gold crown, and smiled, just like open hands, smiled, 5 hands, smiled. So again, the king touched the gold crown and smiled. Number 18. He took a second bow after they were gone. He took a second. This is a 2, and I'm just doing second. Second. Bow. Bow, as if this is your head, and you're doing a bow. Bow. After they were gone. After they were gone. Gone. It's like they're here and it goes into your hand and you end in 2 beaks. Gone. Gone. It's kind of like nothing but in the reverse. Nothing is no and open. This is gone. It's kind of open and it closes, if that helps you. Gone. It's right here. It goes through your hand and then it's gone. You don't see it anymore. Gone. Now I want to talk about the second. In this sentence, he took a second bow after they were gone. Second. So this is like first or second or third. And this is why when you're interpreting and you hear the speaker, you want to be 3 or 4 words behind. You want to hear it and sign about 3 or 4 words behind the speaker. So when you hear second, you don't know if it's number 2 or what sign to use for second. It could be, you know, if you started with point 1, this is the first point, this is the second point, this is a third point. You don't know if you're saying second or second. So as you hear the sentence from the speaker, then you'll know how to sign it if you're a little bit behind. Okay, so again, number 18. He took a second bow after they were gone. Gone. Okay, next. 19. The chains disappeared in a strange way. The chains, just like links. I'm just using F fingers and putting them together. Chains, or the links. The chains disappeared. 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 It's like they're here, and when you cross your hands, you just move your thumbs like dirt. Disappeared. They're gone. Disappeared. 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 Or the same as vanished. Disappeared. In a strange. I'm just using the C across my face. Strange. Similar to guess, G-U-E-S-S, but that's a bigger motion and more in your mind area, like you're thinking about it. I guess I'll go. This is strange. It starts here and just kind of comes down from your face. Strange. Strange. Strange way or way. The chains disappeared in a strange way. The chains disappeared in a strange way. Okay, last or end, last sentence. The Pharisees, really hypocrites, threw stones upon his body. So the Pharisees, P's like a square, Pharisees, really hypocrites, really is like truth but use the R, really, or truth, really hypocrites. Just start with both hands on top of each other and bend them. Hypocrite. Hypocrite. Through, just like you got a stone and you're throwing it. Through stones, again, hard, round, so stones or rocks, on his body. Body. The Pharisees, really hypocrites, threw stones on his body. Let's do that again, one more time. Pharisees, like a square. Pharisees, really hypocrites, threw stones on or upon his or his body.